terrible stories for terrible people.
The Island of Dolls by Lucy Clifford. Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Willie. He lived with his very, very strict aunt in a big house at the end of the village. He once had a dear little sister called Apple Blossom, but a strange thing had happened to her. The strict aunt had made it very clear that under no circumstances were the children to play with the aunt's mechanical doll, whom she loved very much and would not allow anyone else to touch. The doll supposedly talked and walked, though it sat untouched in a little chair in the corner of the aunt's bedroom, alone, mysterious, beckoning. Willie knew better to contradict his aunt, but Apple Blossom's curiosity grew and grew until one day she went over to the doll and turned the winding key in its side. The consequence was terrible. The doll blinked its eyes, talked very fast, made faces, took Apple Blossom by the hand, saying, at last, I am wound again. Now you are coming with me," and led her right out of the aunt's bedroom, down the stairs and out of the house, and thence away to some strange place where dolls were stronger and more important than human beings. "Apple Blossom! Apple Blossom!" cried out Willie. But his sister was gone where he could not follow. In the days and weeks after Apple Blossom left him, Willie missed his sister very much and begged his aunt to go look for her. But the aunt made no more reference to Apple Blossom, saying merely, "She betrayed me and will not be searched for. It is but you and I now, Willie. I trust you will not betray any of my wishes." One afternoon, as Willie sat down by the pond, a little boat came sailing towards him. It stopped quite close to where he sat, just as if it were waiting for him. A voice that seemed to come from nowhere asked, "Are you ready, Willie?" Just as if he understood, he answered back, "Not yet, not quite. But I shall be soon. I should like to wait a little longer." No, come now, dear child. We are all waiting for you." So Willie got up and stepped into the boat, and it put out, sailing on and on beneath the crimson sky towards the setting sun, until he slipped into space with the river. He saw land at last, far on ahead, and as he drew near it, he understood whither the boat was bound. All along the shore there were hundreds and hundreds of dolls, crowding down to the water's edge, looking as if they had expected him. They stared at him with their shining, round eyes. The dolls did not move. They stood still, smiling at him with their painted lips. Then suddenly they opened their painted mouths and put out their painted tongues at him. But still, Willie was not afraid. He called out, "Apple Blossom, I am waiting. Are you here?" Just as he had expected, he heard Apple Blossom's voice answering from the back of the doll's island. "Yes, brother, I am coming." So he drew close to the shore and waited for her. He saw her a long way off and waved his hand. "I have come to fetch you," Willie said. "But I cannot go with you unless I am bought," she answered sadly. "For now there is a wire spring inside of me. And look at my arms, dear brother." Pulling up her pink muslin sleeves, she showed him that they were stuffed with sawdust. "Go home and bring the money to pay for me," she cried, "and then I can come home again." But the dolls had crowded up behind so that he might not turn his boat round. "Straight on," cried Apple Blossom in despair. "What does it matter whether you go backwards or forwards, if you only keep straight when you live in a world that is round?" So he sailed on once more beneath the sky that was getting gray, through all the shadows that gathered round, beneath the pale moon and the little stars that came out one by one and watched him from the sky. And he sailed the round world forever, and never saw land nor his sister ever again. And so it was that his aunt lived all the rest of her days alone, quite alone. Now, you and I know that the aunt could have prevented all this from happening. But she had really loved that mechanical doll. The end.